Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day. I want to show you or tell you about and show you a money saving and a time saving tip today. Several weeks ago, my Dillon's grocery store, which is an affiliate of Kroger. If you live in Kansas, it's all pretty much Dillon's, but it's a Kroger affiliate. Hi Jenny. Several weeks ago, they had 5-pound bags of potatoes on sale for 99 cents a bag. And so I bought 8 bags, 40 pounds of potatoes. And there's no way I can get all that used up before it goes bad. I bought such a large amount, to me that's a large amount anyway, so that I could use my rapid prep Mandoline to make French fries and hash browns and slices of potatoes for scallop potatoes and freeze them. That way the potatoes will last a lot longer, and on those busy weeknight meals, it's easy to just pull them out of the freezer and cook them from frozen, and it saves you a lot of money if you can get your potatoes on sale for 99 cents a bag versus paying over $2 for a bag of frozen fries or a bag of frozen hash browns. And there for a while, when I would go to the store to get tater tots or frozen hash browns, it seemed like they were always out of them. And I don't know if that's still the case, but there for a while, I had a hard time finding them. So I'm gonna teach you guys a method for freezing potatoes. So a lot of what I read has said that you need to blanch your potatoes. So boil them real quick for a couple minutes and then put them in ice cold water to stop them from cooking further, and then rinse them off good, dry them off good, put them on a cookie sheet and freeze them like that, and then put it in a bag, and that way the individual pieces aren't going to stick together. But that just sounds like it requires too much time and energy to do all those steps. So I follow a lady named Danica, and her Facebook page is Couponing at its Finest, #2, and she is who I follow for couponing, and she does a lot of food preservation. So for years, she's been cutting her potatoes for hash browns and French fries and freezing them. And the way she does it is she cuts them up, she rinses them off, she sticks them in a Ziploc bag with a little lemon juice to keep them from going brown, and then get out as much air as you can and throw them in the freezer. And she said they're good like that for up to a year. So I have already frozen some of my potatoes. What I've chopped up so far, I've gotten 4 bags of French fries and 3 bags of hash browns. And this has been in the freezer since 10/12, so close to a week, and so far they haven't turned brown. And I will update you guys on what my French fries and hash browns look like and how they cook up as the weeks and months progress, because this is the first time I'm doing it. And what I read is if you don't blanch them, they can be mushy, but I just cook them straight from frozen. And 3 days after I froze my hash browns and French fries, I took out a bag of French fries and cooked them from frozen, and they were fine. They weren't brown. They cooked up like normal, but that's only 3 days, so we'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work, well, I'm only out $8 and my time. And like I said, Danica's been doing this for years, and it works for her, so I don't see why it won't work for me. But here's the Rapid Prep Mandoline, and it stores like this, where the Mandoline clips onto the container, so that it's more compact storage, and you have the food chute and the food pusher that sits inside the container. So let me open this up. I'm going to do hash browns. So with the Rapid Prep Mandoline, you do the slice. This is the julienne cut, which I use for hash browns, and then this is a bigger julienne cut, which we call the French fry cut, so I use that for French fries. And I am going to switch this to the small julienne for hash browns, and then I always do my hash browns on 4. You can choose between 1 through 8, that's the thickness. What I love about the Rapid Prep Mandoline is it's super fast it cuts stuff up super fast, and everything will be the same thickness, so it's all going to be done cooking at the same time. Then you just put the container on it like that, and that's going to catch everything that you cut up. And I'm going to turn it this way just so you can see it coming out. This is the blade guard. Push that down. This is the handle. This is the blade. And this will cut as fast as you can push the handle down. So I'm going to flip it this way. I do 5 to 6 potatoes per bag. We're a family of 4. I have a 9-year-old son, Liam, and he doesn't eat much. I have a 15-year-old daughter, Katerina. So 5 to 6 potatoes makes enough for the 4 of us. Well, first I got to show you how to put the food chute on. You just push up on that green thing and slip it in just like that. Put your food in here, and then you use this to push down on it, and that way your fingers don't get anywhere near the blade. And that's how fast it will chop up a potato. So this is what the hash brown slices look like. And I'm gonna do my potatoes all at once here for my hash browns. It takes me longer to peel a potato than it does to cut it up. And when I'm done chopping up my potatoes for the hash browns, then I'm going to rinse them. And when I rinse them, what that does is get most of the starch off of the potatoes so they don't stick together as much, which is important when you do the lemon juice because you want to be able to mix everything up and coat all the pieces so they don't turn brown in the freezer. So this will be enough hash browns for my family. And we like to eat hash browns, of course, you know, with bacon and eggs, but I also really like hash browns in soft shell tacos. My husband and I and the kids, we like putting potatoes in tacos. And then since I'll already have these chopped up and frozen and I just got to throw them in a pan, if I need a quick side dish for a meal or I'm making something that my kids don't like, which I feel like they don't like most of what I make, but if it's something they really, really don't like, I can make some hash browns really quick and they have at least one food item on their plate that they like. I don't know why kids have to be so picky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to rinse it off in the sink. And I would say I usually rinse it for like a few minutes until the water runs clear. I won't rinse it as long this time because I'm not going to be on camera and I don't want just dead airspace for a few minutes. So I will be right back. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump out my hash browns on this towel and I'm going to dry them off some. Now I don't get them completely dry, I just try to get some of the excess moisture off of them. I just dropped some on the floor. Scoot this back some more. I'm gonna wrap them up and I'm gonna squeeze them over the sink so my counter doesn't get all wet. And I just squeeze them a few times. And then I'll spread them out and use another towel to dab up some of the moisture. The other good thing about rinsing them, you're getting all that starch off. When you slice them, the little pieces, a lot of them are stuck together, and I just use my fingers when I'm rinsing it to get the starch off and to separate the pieces. I also want to start learning how to can. Just different, I'm into learning different ways to preserve food right now, especially since prices keep going up at the grocery store. It's always good if you can buy stuff on sale and then freeze or can or whatever you can do to make them last longer. So my friend is going to teach me how to can applesauce next week, and I'm excited about that. She gets her produce from, I think it's called Nestle's Acres. It's a site she found on Facebook, and the family that runs it, they order produce from all around the country, and you can buy, bulk amounts of fruit and then do your canning. So we got a bunch of Gala apples for 59 cents a pound, which is cheap compared to what they normally are at the store. And then I'm going to make applesauce out of them, so I'm excited about that. Now, those are about as dry as they're going to get. I'm just going to put them in my bag. I used to coupon a lot to get like my personal care and household items really cheap. When you coupon, a lot of what the coupons are for food-wise is more your processed foods and your snack foods, frozen foods. And I don't buy too much of that stuff. My husband is the one that buys that stuff, but I don't. And so I would coupon sometimes, like for cereal, when you can get that for under $1 a box when you coupon and things like that. But mainly I focused on personal care and household items. But since I've taken my couponing break, and I took it because I was getting kind of tired of couponing and I had a big stockpile, couponing has changed in that time. I took about a year off, and some of the big manufacturers that issued coupons aren't doing coupons anymore. Like General Mills is no longer issuing their cereal and their yogurt coupons and that kind of stuff, and it's just getting harder to coupon. So I'm looking for other ways to save money, and this is one of them, when potatoes are on sale. And then learning how to can and finding sources for produce that's cheaper than the grocery store. And I don't garden, so I know gardening would save me a lot of money if I could grow my own vegetables and fruit. Maybe eventually I will get there. So now I'm going to put lemon juice in it. You're supposed to put like 1 to 2 capfuls, maybe even 3 if you have the bag completely full. So I can't get the lid off this to use the capful, so I'm just using cough syrup measuring cup, and I do a little over 5 milliliters. That's a little too much. So it's not quite 10 that I'm putting in here. And then I'm going to make sure I do a good job of spreading it around and trying to get everything coated. When I made my French fries that had been frozen for 3 days, it was really easy to break the French fries apart before I stuck them in my air fryer. I was kind of worried, since I'm not flash freezing them, spreading them out on a cookie sheet to freeze first, that they might stick together and be hard to separate, but they weren't. All right, Then I'm gonna get out all the air that I can. And if you have a vacuum seal, then a vacuum sealer, that works even better. I have one, but it's kind of a cheap one, and I just didn't feel like dragging it out. It doesn't work the best, but there you are. I got as much air out of it as I can. It's got the lemon juice in it. It's not gonna taste like lemons. The French fries I made didn't taste like lemons. The only time it's gonna taste like lemons is if you put too much lemon juice in it, or if you don't mix it around and so your lemon juice just settles at the bottom, then your potatoes at the bottom are probably gonna taste lemony. But if you do it right, it won't taste like lemons. And I'll just throw it in the freezer. I spread it out in the bag so it's flat, takes up less space, and then I just stack them on top of each other. And Danica said that if you regularly defrost your freezer, if you have a freezer that builds up ice and stuff, if you regularly defrost it, that these should last just fine for a year. Now, I need to be better about defrosting mine. Mine's an old upright, and it builds up a lot of ice, and I don't like defrosting it, so I wait until I almost can't close the door because there's too much ice, and then I defrost it. I probably shouldn't admit to that. I'm gonna get better about it and defrost it more often, but that's just how I roll. So put those in the freezer, and I hope you guys found this interesting. If you have any questions, let me know. And as I pull these out of the freezer and make them over the coming months, I will let you know what they're like and if they cook up fine. So this is kind of an experiment because it's the first time I've done it, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.